I'm
Hey,
looking for go
everybody.
live. I got
What do you have in the top right corner?
nothing. It's showing a live in the top left corner.
Oh, in the top left. Sorry, click that. It should say go live or stream to your designations. We are live. We got a little, you know, technology snafu going on right now, but I think we're getting it. We've got Brandon that's here. Brandon is maybe hit or miss whether we'll have Brandon or not. But I'm glad I've got Jackson. He's a good staple. Thank you, Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
From Greenville, South Carolina. We're waiting on a few more, but we could go ahead and get started. And Brandon, since you kind of are driving, do you want to go first with what you learned? Some good takeaways from Luxury Forum that I was very sad I couldn't go to. Maybe not. Okay, Jackson, you might have to take it away.
All right. So repeat the question, please, now that we have our technological things resolved.
Yes.
There's Fred.
Yeah, there's Fred. What you learned at the luxury conference? Any good takeaways? This is the first year in 4 that I have not been able to go, so I would love to learn what you learned. Tell me.
Right.
Tell me.
Right. So this was my first chance going to the luxury forum. I would say the time you got to spend with other people was a lot more focused. There wasn't as much busyness like R4. A lot more chance to sit down, actually have dinner with folks, get to know people at a personal level, deepen their existing relationships. I think you met a lot more people that were a little bit higher up in the production numbers. There wasn't quite as many new folks, even though there were a few. And I think that one of the biggest content takeaways was really how to focus your vocabulary and gear your presentations towards the different levels of wealth. Things that you don't talk about a lot with your everyday clients. An example being, market consultation versus listing presentation, things of that nature. Learning all the desired amenities, the owner manuals that go with the house, the appliances, maybe having to deal with a seller staff before you actually get to the seller. You might have to go through a screener. There's a lot of little nuggets that came up. Some of it was pretty basic. Some of it was brand new. And then I guess the other thing was realizing you don't necessarily have to live a luxury lifestyle to sell luxury.
You're exactly right. Thank God, right?
Right. You just have to learn how to work that market and show value.
Yeah, and that means a lot coming from Joe Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Because he said it, and it was, you'd be surprised. You figure that he would be living in a crazy Rhode Island mansion.
That's right. So, Brandon, what are some of your takeaways?
Showed us a picture of a pretty.
What were some of your takeaways?
I think.
And thank you for joining us. You're coming off a vacation, so I appreciate you.
Of course. I was trying to get somewhere with better connectivity. I think my biggest takeaway was a lot of the time you put people on a pedestal of, it just kind of fell in their lap, or, trying to figure out how to get there, and you just don't understand how someone did. And then you come to find out that it's what everybody says. It's just a ton of hard work. Yeah. Ricky sat down and mapped out an insane plan of where he wanted to be, how he needed to door knock, which person he wanted to find, and then kind of pinpricked who he needed to be around to get into that sphere. Someone else, I can't remember. I'm hoping it's Elizabeth, but
is that Ricky Cantori?
Yep. And Elizabeth is sending out 15,000 flyers a month.
Wow, Elizabeth Baker?
No, I hope I don't get the name wrong. McQueen. I just got to meet her, so I'm trying to.
Well, you're not doing a good job with those first impressions. Just teasing Brandon.
What market is she in?
She's in Canada.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but no, she's doing very, very, very well, but she's also she hasn't stopped. I mean, she's still consistently sending out like 15,000 mailers a month, even in her, with her success.
Wow, that's awesome.
So to sit there and kind of think it's just going to happen or it's going to continue to stream to you once
you always have to be. That's right. That's a
Correct.
good takeaway too. You always have to be working for it, right?
Yeah, that was Elizabeth McQueen.
McQueen.
Oh, I did get it right.
McQueen in Vancouver.
In my defense.
What about you, Fred? What are some good takeaways that you got?
Wow. So kind of like Brandon, Ricky Cantori, man, would just blew me away. His story, he kind of set out pretty much a template for somebody that's new to luxury and wants to break into the luxury market. He used that time during COVID to really set out a plan. He followed it and obviously, crushed it because where he's at now. So that was probably that out of the actual agents, that was probably the biggest takeaway I had. And then we had an amazing presentation on AI, and it wasn't your normal presentation on AI. He used that to set himself up for what kind of videos to shoot and how to gear those videos towards your market by using your competitors as well as the people that are knocking out of the park in other areas.
Wow. So what are some examples? Did he give you examples of those videos or things that you can remember?
Yeah, I mean, he literally gave us the game plan for that also.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was looking through my notes, my stenographic notes, I guess. I should have written them out a little bit more detailed. So, and I started to do some of that on Sunday and was hitting some roadblocks. Maybe I didn't understand exactly what he was saying. I understand the concept of it, so I'll probably be reaching out to him to fine tune what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I would love for you to share that. And anybody else, there was a lot of people, hundreds of people that went to luxury. We've got some right here. We've got Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, and there was actually
Andrew Joe.
So anything that y'all learned, put it in the remarks below. I'm trying to learn from you guys. Tell me, help me. What were you saying, Fred?
No, I mean, the whole thing was fantastic. There were two panels that were great. Joe, talked about his stuff. The panels were great. There were two different kinds of panels, though, which I really enjoyed. One was a more personalized story on things that happen. Brain fart on the name. Excuse the.
Well, y'all retired. Y'all are just coming back, and I'm like,
Brianna did.
So Michelle Warner, opened her heart up and talked about some things that was very touching. And I know I'd heard a lot of people talking about that, in the networking type stuff that Jackson was talking about.
Yeah, she's a great person.
Do you know if any of these were recorded that we could view later? Because I had to
none of them were recorded. Yeah, none of them were recorded. And in the end of conference survey, that was my comment for every single session. It should have been recorded. It should have been recorded.
Unfortunately, we have to work and step out a lot during these things. So,
yeah,
there are a lot of good nuggets. I guess one of my other takeaways is make sure you have proper coverage at home.
Yeah, right.
Because, it was one of my busiest weeks of the year while I was there, and I was flying blind, having to call in favors.
Wow.
Yeah, probably should have worked that out before you got out there, huh?
I tried, and then not everybody does what they agreed to do. So.
I understand that. We have one person that was supposed to join us that's not here, so I get it. People get busy. And all of a sudden, they don't care. Awesome. So the good takeaways are consistency, maybe with like your flyers. You were talking about Elizabeth McQueen and her flyers and postcards. I think that's consistency. And then Ricky Cantori, we'll call him next. I'll see if he'll want to join one of these next time and see. I want to see his template, come up with a plan, but then live by the plan.
Yeah, and it's not taking your foot off the gas.
Yeah, that's right.
Or it's not even so much taking your foot off the gas. It's the fact that we get there and we've got 8 people under contract and they're all going to close in the next 2 months, and you're rushing around with those buyers and you're killing it. And then, like everybody says, the perpetual, living 90 days out, you hit that 90-day mark, everybody's closed, and then you've got no business.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's always been a problem with real estate agents, is that peaks and valleys. It's how to keep consistent.
When it's taking, I think the takeaway that I have to do better at, because I feel like Michelle and Elizabeth and Brianna and Ricky and Joe, specifically to name some people, they're really good about like properly celebrating and enjoying their success while pushing forward.
Yeah, that's right.
Trying to emulate that, because I'm terrible about, I'll get 3 under in 2 days, and then I'm like, freaking out about what's next, because now the people that I worked with are done and going to close. So now
that's right.
And they seem to have a much better like healthy mindset on that than I do.
Yeah, but that's but you're still a relatively new agent, and as long as you're going and learning and growing, then you're doing perfect.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, right. And then Fred, and then somebody said, thank you, Angela, that Michelle Warner's was on divorce listings. We will call her next to Mary Champlain. Anything that you learned? I would love to hear what you guys learned at Luxury. Please enter it in the comments below. And then Fred, your good takeaway was what? You're trying to read all my notes.
So 2 things. One, Ricky Cantori, how he laid out how he broke into Luxury, right? Very humble guy. I think he made the comment that he couldn't believe he was up here with all these, superstar type people.
I like him.
Yeah. And then, me, I like tech, but at the same time, I have like tech phobia when shit doesn't go right. Excuse the French. But that's exactly what happened with me yesterday. I started following my notes, and I was like, so I'm missing a step here or something. So, but yeah, if I can get those notes squared away, I'll definitely get them typed up a little bit better. We are supposed to get the slides. We are supposed to get all the slides, but you know how it goes when they put the slides up. Those are bullet points.
Yeah, that's right.
And a lot of what we miss is the connection between the bullet points, or sometimes he even mentioned it that he wanted to put a slide in, had AI do a slide for him, and he didn't realize that the AI actually did the slide for him. You remember that, guys? Remember that, Brandon? So anyways, yeah, that's the, the thing we know. And we've been hearing about AI for a year now and how important it is. And he was more talking about not the use of AI, but taking it to the next level to help us with that clientele and help us find that clientele and keep that clientele.
Wow.
Well,
I would love, whenever you find your notes, I'd love to know how to use AI for that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
sidebar, when I started using AI a couple of years ago, I went ahead and invested in AI. And at the time I just invested $10,000, and my stockbroker was like, hey, it's real risky. I don't recommend it. And I'm like, well, it's, not that it's only 10,000, but it's only 10,000. And that thing has like gone up 37% a year every year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah,
let's see what Andrea has some things to say. Love so much about the panels and speaker. The client intake form Brianna shared was huge. Moment for her. I love that she mentioned even asking for your client's Starbucks order to surprise them. That's sweet. Yes. Very good. Yeah. And that's just about customer service, right? Figuring out what your clients like and taking the time. So we do have a similar survey that Brianna does. And it's funny because my seasoned agents use it all the time, but my new agents have a hard time with it. But I think it's just a matter of getting to know your clientele, getting to know your clients and what they want.
Yeah. Right. To piggyback on Fred's, I need to find it. I took a picture of it, and I got to find it in the copious amounts that I did.
Yeah.
But I think you this, Jennifer. There's some AI that will take, what is it, like 60 minutes worth of content, Fred, or 90, and it will chop it out into short form for you.
So video, so that's Opus AI.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Yeah, I've been using Opus for a couple of years now. It is great. It is really, really good.
yeah, so
All these I'll chop out.
the AI programs that he recommended, one was harpa.ai.
What is that?
That is, I think that's the one. It'll actually look at browsers and take information from browsers.
Okay.
Then there's video, vidyo.ai, and I think that's the one that would pull apart and do short form. There's Gling, Gling, which will take out all the ums and the ahs and stuff like that. And then, of course, Chat GPT.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. Some good knowledge right there. Fabulous. Becky wants to see the intake form. I can send you the one that I have. Becky certainly would love to do that. It's not Brianna's, but I think it's pretty similar. I'll send you what I have.
I say it's super important. I'm terrible about it because I just forget.
Yeah, that's all right. Do you have Brianna's? I'll see if Brianna will share hers with Becky too. Brianna's good at sharing.
Yeah, no, she actually shared the website to go to, so anybody in luxury is able to grab it.
Oh, nice. Well, that's easy again.
Did she share that on the forum or on the chat?
I think she just said her email. Like she just mentioned the website and everybody had to write it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can.
I'll have to get that from you, Brandon, because that might have been one of the times I was out.
Yeah, I'll try when I get home.
Well, fabulous, guys. What were you saying, Brandon?
No, I was going to say the other funny takeaway was Nicole Henriksen didn't, it's at the Ritz, and the takeaway was ask how much it costs before you order it.
Oh my God.
I could only imagine.
That, Fred?
Yeah. It was really nice. We got there at check-in, they give you a glass of champagne, right? Complimentary glass.
Free that champagne.
Yeah, free. And then some of us went to the backyard and somebody ordered another glass of champagne. And it was like $45.
That was Nicole. She did it and drank it, and the check came out, and she was just
Right.
All she said was champagne.
Yeah, that was like last year when we went to luxury, and it was in New Orleans. Grayson and I got a massage, right? She had never had a massage. I was like, we're getting massages at the Ritz. It was $800 for the two of us. I was like, oh.
Was that with tip or without tip?
That was without tip.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were bucks in.
It wasn't even like a 90. There was no happy endings. I mean, it was like just a good.
I was going to ask, but I didn't want to bring it up.
60-minute massage, nothing else. It was a great massage, but I don't know that it was $400 a piece. Holy cow.
There's the
I don't
Chinese
think I paid
massage
that
place
on one
down
over the water in
street.
St. Lucia.
Yeah,
What
there's
did
a
you say?
Chinese massage place down the street. You could have got the same thing for $60.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. A regular $60, $100. I was expecting 100, 120, maybe even 200. I was not expecting 400.
Let that go. But
Angela Reno says 3 glasses of wine, $140.
Ouch. Ouch.
I know a lady I rode to the airport with. She was arguing with the Ritz before we got on the plane. They went to the boathouse and got billed $467, and two of them had 2 drinks apiece. And they had tipped them, I think, $100 each day or $200 each day. And then found out there's 20% gratuity already included or automatically billed.
who was that, Jackson?
Shar.
Oh, gee. Okay.
I will say shout out to Elizabeth Baker. While I did not participate on her dinner lake cruise, a lot of people did, and she put a lot of work into that.
It was.
She did.
So, shout out to Elizabeth for that and for her MAGA Remax hats.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, that cruise was really great, and so was the catamaran that Sabrina did from Tahoe. I mean, those were a lot of planning went into all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome. Brandon, how far away are you from home?
2-ish hours. Everything got messed up with Just that too far.
Okay, well, drive safely. And thank you guys for joining me today.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
It was awesome. And I've got my people I'm going to reach out to for further information.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate y'all. And I really thank y'all for taking the time to be with me. And I just look forward to seeing y'all again soon.
We'll see you soon.
Soon.
Love y'all.
Sounds good.
Hey, everybody.
Bye, guys. Yeah, there you go.